Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we decode the cryptic language of corporate filings and find the juicy bits. Today we are looking at a report from the PNC Financial Services Group Incorporated, a company that sounds like it's really in the business of finance. Stick around, because we might just uncover a new strategy or a hidden gem in their latest filing. Before we start, if you appreciate getting straight insights from corporate documents like this, make sure you are subscribed. We also have a Discord community linked in the description below where we discuss these findings and more. So what we have here is a Form 8K filing. Think of this as a company's way of quickly telling the public about important events that are happening right now. The kind of stuff that the big boss needs to know about and that investors should definitely be aware of. This particular report is dated the 16th of January 2026 and it's all about a conference call they had on that same day. The PNC Financial Services Group Incorporated, or PNC as they are known, held a conference call to talk about their earnings and business performance for the fourth quarter and the full year of 2025. Now, usually in these 8K reports, you get a lot of dry legal stuff, but the really interesting part here is that PNC made their presentation slides available on their website. These presentation slides are what's attached to this filing. So while we do not have the full transcript of the call itself, we have the materials they used to guide the conversation. This means we can get a pretty good look at what they were highlighting to their investors. It's like getting the study guide for the big test. A little background: PNC is a major financial services company. Their common stock is traded on the New York Stock Exchange under the ticker symbol PNC. This means a lot of eyes are on their financial health and future prospects. The filing itself points to Regulation FD, which is all about fair disclosure. Basically, it means companies have to share important information with everyone at the same time. They can't just tell their favorite investors something and keep the rest in the dark. So this report is essentially them making sure that the materials they discussed on their conference call are now public knowledge. And that brings us to the core of this filing, the exhibits. The main exhibit is number 99.1, which is these electronic presentation slides for their earnings release conference call. It's important because it's the company's curated view of their 2025 performance. Now, since we're looking at an earnings presentation, the financials are the most crucial part. While this filing itself does not contain the detailed tables, the fact that it is referencing presentation slides means we should be paying close attention to what PNC chose to showcase about their fourth quarter and full year 2025 results. Usually, companies put their best foot forward in these presentations. We would expect them to highlight revenue growth, profit margins, key performance indicators, and possibly their outlook for the coming year. To get a clearer picture of PNC's performance, we'd really want to dive into those presentation slides. Exhibit 99.1 companies use these slides to tell a story with numbers. They'll likely present highlights like total revenue, perhaps comparing it to the previous year or quarter. They'll also focus on net income, which is the bottom line, the actual profit left after all expenses. Earnings per share, or EPS, is another big one because it shows how much profit is attributable to each share of stock. Management often frames these numbers to demonstrate strategic success. For instance, if revenue is up, they'll likely attribute it to successful growth initiatives. If profits are strong, they might credit efficient operations. Without the actual slides directly in front of us in this text-based format, we can infer that PNC is communicating its financial results from 2025. They are essentially summarizing their year and how the final quarter stacked up. What is especially important to look for in these investor presentations are the trends. Is revenue growing consistently? Are expenses being managed effectively? Are they hitting their profitability targets? These are the questions that investors grapple with, and the slides are designed to answer them, usually in the most favorable light possible. They might also touch upon their capital strength, their loan portfolio quality, and how they are navigating the economic landscape. Looking at this filing as a whole, it is a notification to the market that PNC has shared its 2025 year end and fourth quarter results with investors. The real substance of their performance narrative lies within those presentation slides. It's a snapshot of how they view their own success and the challenges they've overcome or are facing. This type of filing is common, but the value lies in dissecting the information PNC strategically chose to present. Now, let's talk about the bigger picture here. PNC is a significant player in the banking and financial services industry. In 2025, like many banks, they would have been navigating a dynamic economic environment. Factors like interest rate changes, inflation, and overall economic growth would have played a crucial role in their performance. This report, by referencing their earnings call, suggests they are communicating how they performed against these broader economic forces. Based on what's presented here, the main point is that PNC held an investor call on the 16th of January 2026 and shared their 2025 earnings presentation. This filing acts as the official record that these materials have been made public. The real story is in the details of those slides, which we can infer are designed to paint a picture of their financial health and strategic progress throughout 2025. So, what does all this mean for PNC? This report is less about making a groundbreaking announcement and more about the standard. Ongoing communication with investors, the strength of PNC as a financial institution will be reflected in the actual numbers presented in their slides, which would cover their revenue, profitability, and risk management. A key risk for any bank is economic downturns, which can affect loan defaults and investment values. An opportunity for PNC would be leveraging technology for better customer service and operational efficiency, or perhaps strategic acquisitions. In conclusion, this Form 8K from PNC Financial Services Group is primarily a vehicle for disclosure of their fourth quarter and full year 2025 earnings presentation. Without direct access to those presentation slides, our analysis is limited to the fact of disclosure. However, it signifies that PNC is actively engaging with its investors and sharing its performance narrative for the past year. Alright, that is our breakdown of PNC's latest filing. What is your take on these numbers and what they signal for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching. See you next time.